All right, boys, today we're ranking Canon events.
Is a Canon event where you shoot someone with a cannon.
No, you idiot. How do you not know what a Canon event is?
Well, not everyone knows what a Canon event is, Donald, so let's explain it real quick before we get into the tier list.
Fine, we'll explain it for the normies.
A Canon event is an event that is supposed to happen in your life to develop character. Canon events also apply on a bigger scale, so it can be a major event for society that continues the development of society.
So it has nothing to do with shooting cannonballs?
Nope, nothing to do with shooting cannonballs.
I'm mildly disappointed.
Can we actually just start this?
Yes, we can. Our first Canon event is the cringe middle school phase.
Not gonna lie, I didn't really have this one. I wasn't really cringy in middle school.
Bro doesn't realize that he's still in his cringe middle school phase.
Hey, that's not true. I'm a grown-ass man.
I don't know if you are.
Joe, you can't even walk up the stairs.
Good comeback, Donald. I thought Joe had you there.
You guys are big fat meanies.
Getting back on topic, I think the cringe middle school phase is probably D tier. It's just bad. There isn't really anything good about it.
Shouldn't we put it in F tier then?
Well, I don't think it's bad enough to put into F tier. We have some pretty terrible ones on the list.
Good point. I'm fine with D tier.
Great. Now we have learning how to walk.
Huh, I don't seem to remember doing this.
Of course you don't remember how to walk. When you learned how to walk, dinosaurs were still roaming around.
You're only like 3 years older than me, Donald.
Well, you seem a lot older.
He probably seems a lot older because you're still in your cringe middle school phase.
You better watch out, Obama. I'm very close to just dropping your IP address in the comments section.
I know your IP address.
No, you don't. I use a VPN.
Your IP address is not the White House.
Haha, nice one.
That doesn't even make sense. That's not an IP address.
Wait, what were we talking about? Something about walking?
Yeah, learning how to walk, I would give it an A tier. You don't remember it, but it's a pretty big and important milestone and ones your parents typically remember.
I'd be okay with A tier, but I think it's more of a B tier thing. It's just not that exciting because it is still just walking.
I'm going to go with A tier just because I want to disagree with Joe.
I'd normally tell you that's not a valid reason, but since you are agreeing with me, I'll allow it. Next up is our first major canon event that all of society was affected by, which is Harambe dying.
One of the most tragic events of this generation, RIP to Harambe.
I cried for about a week after this happened. It still brings a tear to my eyes.
Wait, weren't you still the president when Harambe died?
Yeah, that was a rough week.
Honestly, I think this is an F tier. This is worse than the middle school phase. Also, the world has never been the same since Harambe died. We've really just been in a downward spiral ever since.
I agree. Since then, we've had COVID. The economy has gone down the toilet, and you two were the presidents.
Wait, hold up. I think you guys are overreacting a little bit. It was just one gorilla that died, and I don't see how that caused all the other things.
Wow, Donald, did you really just say one gorilla?
Yeah, that was disgusting and totally uncalled for.
Guys, it's really not.
You know what? I'm cutting you off right there, Donald, and just putting it in F tier. How dare you question Harambe? Next up, we're going to bring up the mood a little with something everybody has at least tried to do, which is the S drawing.
Overall, a fairly harmless drawing, but nothing exciting. Seems like a pretty mid-tier canon event. I'd give it a B or C tier.
I didn't really draw the S that much. I was more into drawing big titty goth anime girls.
Wait, can I see those drawings?
Okay, stop doing that, Donald. And Joe, I really didn't need to know that.
Too bad, you know it now.
How good are these drawings?
Donald, stop that.
They're pretty good drawings. I practice a lot.
Okay, guys, what are we rating the S?
I already said B or C tier. I think after this we should rate Joe's big titty goth anime girl drawings.
We're not going to do that afterward. I'm going to give the S a B tier.
B tier works for me. I'm also down to rate my big titty goth anime girl drawings.
All right, moving on to the next canon event, which is the 2-week Minecraft phase with the boys.
Oh, I love this phase. It really only comes around once or twice a year, but I love it.
Same here. It's really the best 2 weeks of the year, just getting lost in the world of Minecraft.
It really does hit different. I would say it has to go in S tier.
Hey, you guys want to check out my Minecraft base?
Nobody wants to see your dirt hut, Joe.
Hey, I've added some cobblestone since the last time you saw it.
Oh, wow, you really got me there. Still nobody wants to see it. You still haven't beat the Ender Dragon.
That's not true. We beat it the last time we had our 2-week Minecraft phase.
Yeah, but you've never beaten it by yourself.
Well, sorry, I'm kind of busy being the president.
I beat it during my presidency.
Yeah, my too.
Well, whatever. I still give the 2-week Minecraft phase an S tier, even though you guys are big fat meanies.
I give it S tier as well.
It's time to get explosive because our next canon event is the 2 atomic bombs dropped on Japan.
USA, USA, USA.
Donald, this was a tragedy. It killed over 100,000 innocent people.
But it did end World War II, so it might have actually saved lives.
I don't know, it's really hard to spin this as a positive thing. It also created a nuclear arms race in the Cold War.
All right, I'll drop it down to C tier.
I was thinking F tier, this had catastrophic effects on civilization.
I'd go D tier. It was catastrophic, but not as bad as Harambe dying.
Let's just think this through for a second. If we put atomic bombs in D tier, that means it's going in the same tier as the middle school cringe phase, meaning we think those two things are equally as bad. It would also be above Harambe dying, and all due respect to Harambe, but he is just one gorilla compared to over 100,000 people dying. So considering this, are we still sure we want it in D tier?
Yes, I still want it in D tier.
Actually, I still want it in C tier.
I guess that means it goes in D tier, but just to be clear, I disagree with this decision. Now we have a rite of passage into the world of the internet, which is creating a terrible username as a kid.
My username is terrible. When I was a young lad, I made my username KidKisser69, and I'm still stuck with this username.
That's actually really funny.
Wait a minute, when you were a young lad, the internet didn't even exist.
Well, I guess I wasn't actually that young.
Well, that just went from funny to creepy.
Yeah, what the fuck, Joe?
I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it would be funny and unique, but it just didn't work out the way it did in my head.
I think the issue is your head is fucked up.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing a mentally sane person would do that.
It was just a mistake, guys. I'm sure you had some embarrassing names. Let me hear those.
Mine was XX Mom Smasher XX. While it is definitely cringe, it's kind of funny.
Not too bad, but it does scream I'm actually just a lonely 12-year-old boy. Mine was Thanks, Obama.
But that's actually just a good username that's not cringe.
I guess I'm just better than you guys.
No, you're not. I could kick your ass in Fortnite.
What you just said also screams I'm just a lonely 12-year-old boy.
Fuck you, Obama.
Back to the tier list. I think this is kind of just a mediocre Canon event. I'd give it a C tier.
C works for me.
I guess I'll just go C tier too.
This one is arguably the biggest Canon event of all time, which is Jesus getting crucified.
Yeah, this really was a world-defining moment. I think this has to go in S tier.
Maybe A tier. I agree that it was a world-defining moment, but it also did involve a guy getting nailed to a cross, which is not really a good thing.
Yes, but I don't think it's getting an S tier rating because of how good the event was. It's getting an S tier rating for how impactful it was.
But shouldn't how good the event is affect the rating?
For pretty much every other event, I would agree with you, but this one is just too impactful not to get an S tier.
If this isn't an S tier, then I don't know what is.
All right, you guys have convinced me. We'll put it in S tier.
Our next Canon event is very different, which is when your new friend borrows something.
Oh, this one sucks.
What's wrong with a friend borrowing something?
I don't think you get it, Joe. This is when you make a new friend, not just any friend. What will happen is you have him come over to your house the first time, and then he asks, "Can I borrow this game?" Now, you don't really want to let him borrow it, but he's a new friend, and you don't want to seem rude, so you let him borrow it. Then, all of a sudden, he seems to stop talking to you and is avoiding you, and then you try and ask him, "When are you giving it back?" He gives a vague answer like soon, and then never talks to you again, and you never get that game back.
Wow, that was a lot of detail for a Canon event.
Yeah, this has happened to me before, and it sucks. Put it in F tier.
No, this is where I draw the line. We can't have a new friend borrowing something below atomic bombs. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but the atomic bombs didn't really affect me. Borrowing my game does affect me.
That logic is so selfish, Donald.
Well, I am the most important person.
I agree with Obama on this one. How about we put it in C tier? I think that's a nice middle ground.
Fine, C tier works.
We can put it in C tier, but I do think it should be lower.
This is a big nationwide Canon event, which is American slavery.
I feel kind of mixed on this.
Ironic.
Since when are you the quick-witty one?
Just finish your sentence.
Anyway, I feel kind of mixed on this because while slavery is a little morally wrong, it was really good for the American economy, especially in the early days of the nation. So I'm thinking C or maybe D tier.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. I can't even believe what came out of your mouth. First of all, slavery wasn't just a little morally wrong, it was very morally wrong. As far as morally wrong, you can't get much worse than enslavement. Also, it was the main catalyst for the Civil War, which was very bad for America and the economy.
But we're rating slavery, not the Civil War.
Civil War or no Civil War, slavery was still very bad.
Well, are you going to give it a rating or just yell at me?
Dude, just look at me. What rating do you think I would give it?
I think you would rate it C tier.
You idiots, F tier, there you go. There's your rating, F tier.
I was also thinking F tier slavery is pretty bad. Also, I think Obama might blow up if we don't rate it F tier.
For Obama's health, I will also drop it down to F tier.
Only one more and we can finally be done with this. Last one is when you discover what a Canon event is.
Wow, very meta.
Yes, it is. Some people might have had this Canon event in this video.
I had it today. I would give it a B tier. It's not bad, but not really all that good either.
BTR sounds good to me.
Thank God you guys agreed. We're putting it in B tier and I'm done. Bye.